What's going on, guys? Happy Thursday here, almost the weekend. Give me 2 seconds here. Just got to post on social media real quick. Get everyone quickly here in attendance. Short video today, folks. Going to be covering my Green Day 36K AACG, ticker ARL, and ticker TKAT. Basically traded up till about noon to 1 p.m. today. Smaller size. As I said, I was going to downsize on most of my trades. I've been having a couple of red days in the last couple of weeks and really not loving these markets. A lot of chop. So I want to downsize on my trades. No need to kind of load the boat on some of these plays off of a good entry. So I'm going to walk through the charting today and some stuff, where I entered, where I exited. And to be honest, guys, these were stress-free trades, 20-30% movers. If you lost today, it was either greed or you didn't have good entries on some of the alerts I made. As I mentioned, I only alerted about 3 plays today. One swing play was neg off the 25-28 zone accumulation. So I'm going to kind of walk through some things here. Let's see. Let me pull up some charting real quick. So I'm going to give about another 2 minutes or maybe 30 seconds here, actually, for folks to come on. They could always watch the recording, even if they jump on late. So I know it's Thursday. Sort of weird hours here. Let me make sure everyone can quickly look and see everything that's clean. Awesome. Great. Cool. Let me move some indicators real quick to chop this up. Awesome. Okay. Cool, guys. Well, I hope everyone had a great trading day. If you're new to subscribing to Spud Zone Official on YouTube, we have a Discord channel, almost 17,000 members. We've been around over a year. Thousands of customer testimonials in Discord, as well as thousands of members. Great community. We don't miss it all. We have education in the community. We also have live option alerts, live day trading alerts at small and large cap. Highly recommend you tune in. It's only $10 a month. Cancel anytime. I highly recommend it. It's worth a cheeseburger and fries to check us out. Tons of happy folks and lifelong customers. See the link in the Discord through the YouTube link through the channel info below. Awesome, guys. So I'm going to get into today. Hopefully folks can kind of learn or start to visualize some patterns. If you haven't learned from the last 5 or 6 videos I've posted here on YouTube, I've put hours into my time to kind of walk through my trades. I've received great feedback already, 20, 30, 40 DMs typically after some of the really good videos I go through on YouTube on how it's really changing the way people are trading, how it's changing the way people are thinking about trading, how it's also changing the way people are just sort of going about their trades. And that's really what I want folks to learn from these videos. I really want folks to learn. That is the end goal. That is why I do this. I love to coach. I love to teach. I want folks to see the charts that I'm seeing. I don't want people to just guess and go in blind, because going in blind for day trading or swing trading or even investing alone is never a good idea. It's always great to have your due diligence, whether that's finding the best entry exit on a chart, whether that's studying the company's financials or fundamental aspects around a company or technology or growth stock or value stock, whatever it may be. It's really important to gather yourself in all aspects before making that decision of whether you want to buy or sell a stock. So I'm going to walk through the 3 tickers I saw today, 2 of the 3 which popped up on scanner right away, and were pretty easy plays in my opinion. They both didn't finish well per se, but I will say there was definitely 2 or 3 opportunities where you could have got out with a ton of profits. And so I'm going to run through ticker AACG first. And as I'm sure you've seen a ton of my videos, this is Weeble here, desktop. As I took away my indicators to kind of clean up the chop in here. I'm going to run through the 5-minute candlestick chart. This is really mostly what I use to day trade, as well as a 3-minute from a volume perspective. But here today, we saw AACG out of the gates, weird, kind of 940 here, 950, no volume. And then we saw a big bar here, 675,000 shares at 950. That's the original scanner alert I saw. And that was a big move. That was a 30% move, guys. That's around 700,000 shares here. So not crazy volume, right? It wasn't a few million shares. Then, that would have definitely caught my eye. But, it was a little thin. As I mentioned to all premium members in the chat, I wanted to downsize this week. I really didn't want to be throwing 200-300K at positions here. I've had a couple red days in the last couple of weeks, some big red days, and it's from oversizing in the chop markets we're in, and I'm taking losses where I don't really need to be taking losses. So, I kind of wanted to go in. I went in smaller size on this trade, but I want to walk through what I saw. So, typically when you see a big gap up 30% move like that on one 5-minute candle, it's never really good to buy in here, maybe not in here, but you want to buy the third or fourth red candle on the dip, right? There's always going to be profit taking, right? So we got a 7-8% move here down, another 3% move, that's 11% after profit taking. That's about a 15% downside move off the 30, which is okay, right? So, I wanted to get in. So I wanted to say, okay, I think, we saw a monster rip. I don't think it's done. We might see maybe one more rip before it's done, or continues up into new highs, which we saw in here. So I bought this dip in here. I alerted the dip buy in the 360s, 370s. You had about 5 minutes in here to buy this stock when I alerted it. So it wasn't like I alerted and it went flying. I alerted on this candlestick down. And then you could even got cheaper, 350. I got in right in here. I believe my entry was about 378, 378 in the 370s. So you could have got even better, 350s, 360s. Then we saw this rip on the candlestick up a 12% move with double 2.2 million shares. So when I saw that candle, that's when I alerted again. Okay, guys, this thing looks strong. I mean, that was a 2 million candle, right? See that green candle? That's larger than all the reds here and the previous screen. That's a good sign. So I saw that. I actually didn't sell that pop. We then got another 3 or 4% pop. If you saw that wick, it went all the way to 416. Kind of got a little nervous. It dropped then on the bottom wick to 380. So I'm like, okay, this is choppy. This is already volatile already. Then this red bar here doesn't really tell you where it really went. But for me, that was a large green candle, which went all the way to 440. And I didn't sell that pop, and I could have. That was a 25% move for me. I gave a price target of 4 off 360, which is a little over 10% on the price target. And then I said, if it breaks 410, target 450. And so I was shy of about 9.5 cents here on the second lick up. But that's a 25% move, guys, and that's in a 15-minute period. I didn't lock profits there. I was up a little over 22K. And I got greedy on this. And there was a huge candle for the downside. The same amount of shares that went up came right through, and that's never really good to see. So I said, ooh, this is iffy. Now I'm only up about 6 or 7, 10% here. And then I stopped loss out on this candle here, guys, right at entry. I think it was like 375, right at entry. I made about 3K on this ticker. I made about 3 or 4%. I stopped loss a little above my entry. It wasn't a good trade. I could have got out right in here, which would have been a nice 22K print right out of the bat, right out of the 930 gates. I got greedy there. I thought that this potentially was going to be a mover up into the 4 or 5 regions, and it wasn't. But then all of a sudden, it was choppy in this 20 hour period. But then it started sort of consolidating. It finally found its price action. It finally found sort of this consolidation. There was a couple rips, couple dips, couple rips. And then, off that initial alert, if you missed this, because it was it was definitely volatile there. I imagine people missed it like myself, or got greedy like myself. You had a chance. I mean, then we got a nice 3 beautiful candles. 2, 3% here. The top of the lick went all the way to 475. So 365 to 475, that's over $1 per share within about a 2-hour time period. 2.5 hour time period, which is what? That's about a 30% mover there. So that was a great play for us. I mean, that was an awesome trade right in here. Out in this zone, unfortunately, even myself can make mistakes like that, but it was choppy here. So that is why I didn't let it ride. Bottom wick here back to 340s, or was going to break out to the 450s. So unfortunately, I read that wrong off the chop, but it was still a decent trade, made some profits out of it. And then it sort of just died down the rest of the day. And then into close here, or was this after hours? We had a wick into new highs, right over to 492 here, guys. That's a 23% wick. So you could have got out at minimum on this ticker from alert entry in here, 360, 370s, 15 to 25% profits. There's no reason why you shouldn't have made profits on this ticker today. It didn't even drop below entry until around almost through 3 p.m., 2 p.m. So you had all day to lock profits. Even if you missed it, you even had a chance to lock profits anywhere in the 440s to 490s here. So great trade today. That was ticker AACG. Honestly, guys, the markets we're in, if you can tell already or not tell, there's a lot of pop and drops. People are very hesitant right now, especially day traders. People day trading are looking for their quick fix, 5, 10, 15%. No one's letting it ride for the 100, 200% moves we saw a couple weeks ago. We're not in those feels right now. You've seen the SPY, you've seen the Dow, you've seen the QQQ. Things are a little choppy right now. The price action's not great. The Fed talks, whatever's going on, inflation rates, whatever. Not put that aside. Price action's been choppy the last couple weeks. It's also summertime. Liquidity is a little questionable. Although liquidity, in my opinion, has been pretty solid for the summer so far. I don't expect to see that kind of liquidity in August. I would be shocked, and I would be happy, obviously, for all traders if the liquidity is still there in August. But I don't expect too much. So I've downsized my trades. I'm going in about $80,000 to $120,000 per trade. If I'm feeling very confident about the setup, I'll move to 150, 200K liquid. And I'll look for my 10, 15, 20% movers, which I'm going to talk through another couple tickers here, and sort of lock my profits. I don't want to be overnighting some of these momentum names unless there's a clear sort of momentum path, right? Unless there's big news where you can kind of feel it, you can see by the price action, you can see by the close that you could see an after hours run into the next day. That's when maybe you can sort of scale out half and leave half for the ride the next day or two. We call that a momentum swing trade. But right now, I'm not seeing that. So a lot of these are quick day trades. That's just the markets we're in. So do be careful. Do be eyeing those types of trades because that's the markets we're in, right? Next ticker, right after the AACG trade I made,